Hello Pisces, welcome to your reading. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to pull an overall energy for you from the Animal Oracle deck. See what message wants to come through for Pisces today. Let's see here. Okay. Badger spirit, be fearless and bold. Okay, so immediately the overall energy, it seems to be indicating that there's something to be fearless about. So let's see what else comes up. I have so many cards on the table right now. I don't know. I brought a new deck that I don't normally use. I just felt to bring that in, but we're going to start with a good tarot. Okay, let's see here. All right, Five of Air. So here we go. This is kind of the situation here. So Five of Air being a card of inner conflict, mental conflict, worry, kind of spiraling, trying to figure out like how not to hurt or be hurt. What do I need to do to control the situation so that so that I'm safe, so that everybody's safe. It's just a kind of a lack of trust and wholeness card. It's a very split card. I mean, fives in general are unstable numbers. They just kind of wobble. It indicates change, also indicates instability. So in the mind, instability in the mind. So obviously there's some kind of situation going on that's making you nervous, that's making you uncomfortable, that's asking you to have courage. So let's keep going. Oops, I just accidentally grabbed the goddess, the goddess deck, so I'm going to pull one of those. I was thinking I was going to do more tarot. Let's just see what wants to come up. Okay, well, there we go. The past. I don't know how to say her name. I don't really know. I don't know her name. I don't know who this is. Okay, but the past. Okay, so I remember in this deck, this talking about, kind of patterns that repeat, things that are in the past, but they're still very much alive for us. Okay, so this goes, this goes very much with this card. Okay, even some of the imagery, how she's kind of like in the clouds here. You're kind of cloudy. You're a little bit cloudy. You're clouded, a bit clouded by the past. Something that has happened before. Yeah, so that makes sense. Something that has happened before that was such a huge trauma, something that wounded you so deeply that it created like again, talking about the split, it created like a split in your psyche where when it comes to this situation, you're not able to often stand in that. I mean, this is how it is with any trauma, right? We can't stand in our wholeness. We can't be connected to all that is because this trauma from the past has fractured us. It's fractured our psyche so that we're in this feeling of hypervigilance where we have to constantly protect ourselves so that we don't have to feel this. So, we know how trauma works. It's like it's unconscious, we're just the split part of ourselves that doesn't have access to the wholeness of who we are, wants to protect itself. Why does it want to protect itself? Because it's not in its wholeness, it's split. So it's just kind of this endless cycle of trying to remedy something. You're trying to remedy the fracture, but you're remedying the fracture through the fracture. So it just becomes this hamster wheel, this wheel that you can't get off of. Okay, and again, the overall energy is to be fearless and bold. Okay, so I feel like there's an invitation, an opportunity to really break through this pattern. That's what I'm feeling is coming up for you right now. Like maybe you've been running from this your entire life, and your entire life, your entire hologram has been set up. The choices you've made has been set up to avoid this kind of pain. It's been functioning out of this only in this area. You might flow and you might be full of wholeness and organic connectedness and everywhere else, but when it comes to this issue, to whatever this is, when this gets triggered, you fracture. So it's like over and over again, whenever you get near to this, you fracture. And so whatever you're creating or choosing to avoid going into this is, I'm having trouble finding my words. I think you know what I mean. So okay, let me move into a different deck here. Wow, that one came right out. Yeah, the Five of Pentacles. Okay, so this is, again, the trauma, the loss, and feeling that you can never have what you actually really want. And it's such a paradox because it's like you're trying to protect yourself from feeling this again, you don't want to feel that pain. You don't want to feel, you don't want to feel that you can't have, because something about whatever happened here resulted in feeling that you can't have what you want. So you kind of have this lens of like, I can't have what I want. But because you have that lens, then it's recreated over and over again, because again, you're looking through the fractured. So okay, so let's do another one from here, the Good Tarot. Wow, okay. Wow. Okay, I'm going to take all these cards. A lot flew out, but I understand what they are saying. So first of all, Pisces. Pisces, yes, we get Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so change, right? So here's the invitation. This goes with this. It's time to be fearless and bold. Why? Because a change is coming. Not only is a change coming, but look at this. You get 3 aces. You get Ace of Cups, Ace of Air, and Ace of Earth. This is a brand new path. This is a brand new path because you've done enough of the work. You've put in the time and the effort and the alchemy to be solidly established on this path. If this were a page of Earth, it would be like, well, you're kind of dabbling in and out, but it's like you're ready. You're ready because you've been in this. Where's that other card? Did it fall? I don't know where that other card went. I don't know where the 5 of Air went. Oh my God, it disappeared. That's kind of interesting. Did it disappear? It disappeared. It's gone. Okay, so you've had a change. You've had a change, Pisces. You're going through a change where that 5 of Air energy is just completely gone. That is not a coincidence. I have no idea where it is. Where did it go? Is it a miracle? Did it? Oh, it got tangled back up in these. It got tangled back up in the deck when I picked it up, but we know, nothing's a coincidence, okay? You're leaving the 5 of Air energy. You're leaving the feeling of having to protect yourself, of making all of your decisions around this wound that has never been healed, okay? This wound that has never been healed, and where your life is a reoccurring hamster wheel of the 5 of Air energy, making choices from that fractured energy, creating more fractured experiences. Something has happened in your life that has created this change, okay? Because it came out right after this card, what I'm feeling is perhaps, and we'll pull more cards and see, but this is just sort of the what I'm feeling in this moment, is that you've been in a situation where you haven't had something. What have you not have? You haven't had your wholeness. This is your wholeness. This is your purity. This is your clarity, okay? So in trying to avoid, and again, it's just, it's just how it goes until we have one of these moments, okay? This is just your journey. Your journey was your soul chose to come in to take on a really, really deep, it's something, and you're very sensitive, right? So it's like whatever it was that happened in your childhood or in your first love or in your, whatever it was, it fractured you because you naturally are this. You're naturally whole. Pisces is united. You're a merger. You merge with everything. So you then deeply merged with the fracture. You deeply, deeply merged with the fracture, and your soul chose that. Your soul chose that to take on that fracture. So this is what this is representing to me. I can't believe I found my words because it's deep. It's deep when I'm feeling. It's like this is the embodiment of the fracture. This is how we feel when we're not connected to our wholeness. But your soul chose to take this on. This is what I'm getting. Your soul chose to take this on. It knew what it was doing. Ace of Air. It saw clearly. Your soul chose to come down here to have this trauma, this experience that fractured you, so that you could really, really know what separation and what not having and what lack of unity you wanted to go into. Your soul wanted to go into that primal. Is so interesting what's coming through. I'm just totally channeling this. This is okay. So your soul chose to take on the essence, that because Pisces a merger, you're going to merge with whatever your experience is, and you're going to know it fully. You wanted to fully know what it was like to be separate from wholeness, to be separate from God or source or yourself or whatever, from this purity, from this truth. This is oneness. This is one. It's the Ace of Cups. This might as well be Pisces. It's one. You went the opposite. You went the whole way down. It's like pulling back the arrow. You went the whole way down into the polarity so you could understand it. Why? Because you understand this. If you understand something on one side of the spectrum, you're going to be able to understand and handle the other side of the spectrum. And in going to both ends, there's just even more wholeness because all is having and not having. So you naturally understand the oneness, the wholeness, the unity. Okay, so that includes everything, including this. So your soul chose to go way into this, to take on this trauma and to go into this. Okay. So that is, in a sense, your past. And this might have been your past for lifetimes or for your entire life. But again, it was a soul choice. It was something that your grand soul chose to take on, for your own development, but also in service to humanity, okay? Because this is a time when the polarities were coming out of duality consciousness, we're coming into unity consciousness. Who better to do that deep diving mermaid work than Pisces, than the fish, in the waters, okay? So you go, we're getting all this solar activity right now, flares and stuff. Okay, so you chose to dive onto the earth realm, to dive into the darkness, to dive into the not having. I love that card got swallowed up by the deck. The whale came and swallowed it up. Why? Because it's gone. Okay, this is the passage. And so the reason why I'm dwelling on this, and this being a soul choice, is it's not like, and this keeps coming up in the readings too, because these are collective readings. It's like, we do these trials, and then it's like, okay, we're done with that trial, and now we're going to do another one. And it might be, we might be working on like a certain, like packet of information within these trials. So we wrap up one, but then we do another that's kind of just like a different angle of the same lesson. And, we're creating these diamonds, right? Going from all these different angles. Okay. This is different. This is more like, this is more like a destined divine timing wrap up of lifetimes, wrapping up for your soul. It's like mission, it's like, I don't want to use the word completing. I never like to use the word completing because of course we're always expanding, we're always going, but it's like, this is very connected to your soul mission, to your soul signature, to what you came down here to do in this lifetime. There is a change. There is a shift happening in that. So what was I saying? I was saying this is happening in a lot. It's a collective energy. I'm seeing it come up in a lot of the readings where, again, it's not just like, you went through a hard time and now you're coming out of it and you've learned things. Yay. This is about, never mind. I keep thinking it doesn't matter. Anyway, I'm back. It's bigger than that. You're wrapping up an entire cycle. You've gone the whole way around the wheel from wherever you started with your soul mission, with your intention. You're coming. It's really exciting times. I'm seeing this over and over again. I'm not looking for it. It just keeps coming up. It's the energy. There's something really huge going on right now for humanity. For those of us that are on a certain part of the wave, if you're listening to the readings and they're resonating, then you are too. Even if you don't feel like you are, even if you feel like, no, that's not me. It's like a lot of us are doing this kind of like deep soul work and we don't even know it. Eventually you will know it. Maybe this reading is, an introduction to, having an outside view. If this is resonating at all, if there's any kind of warm, like recognition within you, even if you can't hear it or you're not sure or you don't know, it's true. It's just, there's so much of this in your past. There's so much of this that you've gotten really out of touch, perhaps. I mean, you are this, right? You are this and you go into these realms, but on another level, you've kind of been disconnected from this. But it's who you are, and again, you chose to do this. You chose to do this journey, this deep diving journey in this lifetime because you can, and because you are this wholeness. Okay, so this is just like a clarion call reminder to you of who you actually are, what your actual soul is, and to remember that this earth trek was chosen by you, and that this isn't who you are, and that you're not lost. This was the wisdom and the profoundness of your soul that chose this, and this being a time of change. So be fearless and bold, because you might still be feeling this energy. It might have really had you duped and convinced because it's been a really long time. But it really is. This is the destined node point, divine turning, changing for humanity. And you are at the cutting edge, Pisces. Know it. Because you do know it. You do know it. Your soul knows it. Makes me want to weep. I have such a soft spot for Pisces. Like I just love Pisces. So anyway, fearless and bold. So now this energy after this change, which is now in your reading, how long did I talk for? 14 minutes. We have 3 aces. This is a brand new beginning, but it's a destined beginning. and it's a cosmic beginning. Can I find the right words? It's one that's taking you. It's taking you. Okay, it's divine order. It's divine timing. You have you have the purity. You're in this next part of the journey. You're connected. You're reconnected to your God source, to your higher self. You have that, and through that connection, you have all the synchronicities and guidance that you need. It's fast. It's clear. Okay, this is a fast turn. Be fearless and bold, because this is like a river that's going to take you, but you know the water, you know how to swim. And this is a solid path. It's on the earth. Okay, it's on the earth. It's not just in the ethers. It's not just in your astral projections, because you can always travel to this place whenever you want to, in your dreams and through music, through whatever ways you conjure that and allow yourself to journey in that. But this is on the earth. This is on the earth. It's going to start fleshing out in the earth, where you're going to start to see evidence of that which you are, and that which, oh gosh, the neighbors, we have people building across the street here, so they're banging. So we'll see. We're at 16 minutes. Let me just talk up a little bit. It's probably symbolic too. Okay, we're banging. What is that? They're building a house. They're building a structure on the earth. That's what you're doing right now. You're building a structure on the earth to house who you truly are. Okay, you've done this. You've gone. And this is what I was going to say earlier. I don't know if I got this thought out. It's like you not only we went into kind of like the soul mission, like you chose to go to the opposite end to really understand this, but you've also just recently been so far away. It's almost like you've been the farthest away from yourself that you've ever been, and it's gotten so kind of contracted, let's say. It's gotten so contracted that that's what cracked your seed. So whatever situation you've been in that has seemed like it was going in the opposite direction of where you wanted to go. It was very important. Like if there's two people here, if you were with a partner, if you were with another person, or even, you know, a group of people, or whatever it was, it probably involves an other. Whatever that was also destined. That was also a soul contract between you and that person, where they were gonna help contract you. They were gonna help, you know, pull you as far away. And of course, you chose it, so you did it as well. But pull you as far away from your Piscean nature as you could, to the point where you just cracked. Like you just couldn't do it anymore. Again, you went from one end to the other. Okay, you are this, but you went to the exact opposite end. You had to go the whole way to crack that seed, to facilitate that change, and you've done it. You completed that mission. You've completed that mission to go the whole way, and you're very, very, very brave, Pisces. Why do I want to cry? I don't know. It's just so beautiful. It's so, so beautiful, and thank you for doing this. And just know that now, talking about the banging, okay, so you've gone without, you've cracked your seed, and now your true self is able to flood in, because that change has happened. Okay, so it's flooding in. It's flooding into the earth plane. You're building a new structure. You're building a new, could be that you're making changes. Again, you're making changes in your life. You're making changes in your relationships, in your home, in your living environment, in your daily routines, so that your body is able to house your life, your structure on the physical realm is able to house who you truly are, okay? And not this representation of the journey that you've been on, and the people that have supported you in pulling back that arrow, and in fully understanding and merging with the opposite end, okay? That this part is over. The change has happened. Now we're being fearless and bold, because this is a big change. This is a big change. But just like the banging, which is cool because it stopped for now, you know, you're recreating your life here on earth to house your spirit, to house who you truly are. All right. Let's get another. I'm going to move into the wizard deck. Let's get another one. Okay. You get 3. Ace of Pentacles again. Ace of Pentacles again, yes, and the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords is the one that sets boundaries, okay? So that's what I was talking about here. You're changing the structures of your physical world so that you can house more of you, okay? So you're making different decisions. You're making different decisions. You're saying no. You're saying no to this pattern. You're saying no to this person. You're saying no to this, pattern, habit, whatever, codependency, doing for others, whatever it is. You're setting boundaries so that you can receive, this pentacle. This is you in the center. This is your light. This is your pearl. This is what you hold. This is what you are. It's you're arranging things in your physical world so you can receive this. What's interesting is it came out with the Four of Cups. So in this deck, the Four of Cups, it's sort of a traditional representation of this card where you're kind of over here looking at everything that you're losing, but what's really happening is this other cup is descending. So it's the same thing as this, okay? This right here is this that's descending into your hand. You might not realize, this is telling you that you probably don't realize that you're receiving something. Again, you know, that's what I was saying earlier, like you've been in this energy for a really long time. In fact, you went into it to the point where you felt like that's all there was. That's all there was. And that was important because, again, that is what cracked the seed, facilitated the change, and what is letting the light in. But it seems that you don't know that yet. Okay, you don't know that yet, and that's why you need to be fearless and brave. And so let this reading be a confirmation and a reassurance to you that, you know, the past is well, again, you know what we said, the past was something that you chose. It was an initiation. You were never lost in it. You were never wrong. You were never, you know, a fool or whatever. You know, it was like you chose this, and you played your part perfectly. You played your part perfectly. Everything that you did, every time you felt you were lost, every time, even what we were saying before, you know, like recreating the past, recreating the same situation, you were meant to do that. So again, that you could merge with this lack, merge with this separation consciousness, so that you could crack your seed and let this light flood in. But what's really beautiful is that when you let this light flood in for yourself, you're letting it flood in for humanity as well, because you're going to be a being that's embodying the higher energies on the planet, and that's all it takes. You know, one person that changes something within themselves changes, it ripples out to everybody else. Okay, but so back to this, you might not feel that this is happening, okay, but it's happening. I'm going to pull an angel card. This is a time when we want angels. We want angels. Intuition. Okay, trust your intuition. Okay, you're Pisces. You have this. This is who you are. So trust what you're receiving. Trust what you're receiving in the dream space. Trust what you receive when you're journeying through music, or when you're with your plant medicine, or whatever you do, however you do to kind of escape and connect. Trust that. That's what's real. Look at this. That's what's real. This is you receiving. You have it. You know it. Trust it. The outer appearance is this, but remember, the five of swords disappeared. It's gone. It's not real. It's not real. It's the past. This is like a memory. This is like an echo. This is like she can't stop thinking about it. It's gone. In this reading, I love that card disappeared. That was not an accident. Okay. So this is, you know, what you've known, that's what you're feeling, but it's gone. The change has happened. You can trust. You can trust what you're receiving. Okay, we're at 22 minutes, so I guess I kind of want to like just keep reading and reading, but I'm going to pull a card off the bottom of this deck, see what we get the full, yes, how beautiful. And I love this card. I've been getting it a lot lately, and I'm reading it. You can't really see it through the camera, but there are these ripples of geometry that go out. So, okay, this is like the clarion call. Again, this is the change. This is that destined node point where Pisces is released. Pisces is released from the mission that you chose to take on. And as you release, it's like a cyber blast. As you crack open and your light comes in, your soul signature comes in and gets anchored on your body. Okay, while you're setting boundaries and saying no and changing things, trust your intuition with that too. Trust your intuition on what stays and what goes. If anything is in the way of you receiving your glorious light, it's time to go, and you know that. I feel that you know that. I feel that you've reached that point, because that's what this card is telling me, that it's gotten to the point where it's like you can't survive like this anymore. How you feel, right? You can't survive like this anymore. You gotta make changes. You gotta use. There she is again. There's the intuition with the owl. Okay, you got to use your intuition and make those changes. Make those changes, because what's next for you, Pisces, is this. It's just, you're the universe's favorite child. And, you know, it's like your pure alignment and your intention just sends out all these ripples of magnetism, where everything that is rightfully yours, everything that matches you, you know, again, you chose to experience this, but this is not you, and this is not your reality. This is your reality, because this is what matches you, and this is what's coming. The change has happened. The new path is anchored. You got 3 aces. Three aces, which is a brand new beginning, a brand new solid beginning, and the Fool, which is another, the higher octave of the three aces, you know, and the change. So just take heart, Pisces, be fearless and bold, because this is really happening. It's really, really, really happening. I'm seeing this for you. I see Pisces. I don't know why. I just really have always, not always, yeah, just at some point I had the Pisces initiation, and I just understand Piscean energy. I don't have any in myself. I do have a lot of 12th house. I have Aries in the 12th house and Chiron in the 12th house. So I have a lot of 12th house energy. Anyway, there's a lot that helps me understand Pisces, but but I do get it. So just, you know, just take heart and be fearless and bold, because look at all these flowers. This is what's coming for you, and you've done an amazing job. And I just want to say it one last time. You've played your part perfectly. There was never anything wrong. There was never anything wrong with you. You weren't lost. You were fucking brave. And you're fucking brave now, because it's who you are. So anyway, thank you for everything that you've done and are doing for humanity. And I love you, Pisces. All right, I hope to see you next time if you join me again. And yeah, thanks for watching. Okay, bye-bye.